Hi everyone, this is Saumik. Today I shall talk about one of India's largest retail grocery chain, that is Reliance Fresh. Reliance Fresh is a grocery chain that is part of Reliance's industry retail division that is led by the corporate giant Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Reliance Fresh began its journey with its first store introduced in 2006. They are not only the country's largest retailer of grocery, but the only retailer to satisfy Indian consumer needs with the performance of offering high quality fresh produce along with staples and other FMCG products. Now, before I dive deep into the supply chain of this grocery chain, I'd like to talk about the vision that this network carries. Reliance Retail Limited, a subsidiary of its parent firm Reliance Industries Limited, was founded with a vision to achieve inclusive growth and prosperity for farmers, vendor partners, and the customers. It has made fast strides in developing the whole supply chain, beginning from farmers to end users, focusing on its central growth strategy of backward integration. Now, I'd like to discuss the supply chain approach adopted by Reliance Fresh. As I just mentioned in the firm's vision previously, they have implemented their vision in supply chain approach. Reliance Retail is closely affiliated with a large number of farmers and vendors in what is called the farm to fork model, which means fresh produce is brought by Reliance Fresh directly from farmers. Through contacting farmers directly, it reduces cost of procurement, which also makes way for better returns for Indian farmers and wholesalers, also benefiting the customers. What takes place in the SCM process is that the farmers transport the fresh produce to the collection point. From this point, the Reliance Fresh has its own logistics through which it carries the fresh produce through the processing centers and then its retail outlets. The connections made with the farm have led to drastic changes in the quality of farmers as well as improving the eminence of production. Now, focusing on the inventory management of the grocery chain, most of the inventory is held in the areas of the distribution center. Products that are perishable are kept in low temperatures and are given out based on the first in, first out method, and goods that cannot be perished are reordered based on the quantity of order being the maximum or the minimum. Now, the store inventory here is typically used to contain products that are non-perishable. Perishable items are typically held for not longer than 2 days, and are thrown out after that time, as soon as they perish. A minimum inventory is retained so as to not to run out of stock. Well, the level of inventory here varies with the goods and the venue based on the demand of the product in the stock. Moving on to the distribution sector of Reliance Fresh. Taking both collection centers and retail stores into consideration, Reliance Fresh has systematically placed their distribution centers. Stock replenishment has a lead period of 2 days, which ensures that every store will have a forecast of 2 days in advance. Reliance Fresh has built its reputation by branching its outlet in a quick span of time. RF, as I'm now going to call it, adopted a pan-India theme wherein it branched its supermarket in almost all the areas across India. The economic and monetary capacity of its parent company lets RF signify a resolute plan for the Indian grocery industry, making a pathway for the application of various supermarket channels to bring about transformation in the India's food value chain. After 1 year of the company's inception, the city of Jaipur was targeted as the area where field studies were conducted, as this was the initial place where the company began its retail journey. Reliance Fresh uses its own logistics for transport and distribution at the point of collection, then delivers it to the point of processing and eventually to customers via the retail outlets. After discussing all the factors within the grocery chain, it is safe to conclude that Reliance Fresh successfully administers its chain of supply. Fresh products are distributed to the consumers, keeping in mind the importance of its freshness and cleanness. The distribution sector keeps a track of what is required to be placed on inventory. The fresh products in the supermarket are handled in well-controlled temperatures and required conditions. The staff are well educated and knowledgeable about the vegetables and fruits available in and the technology used in Reliance Fresh. So, Reliance Fresh supply chain management has always been concerned with hygiene, efficiency, health and competitive prices, and thus provide a happy experience of shopping to its customers. Thank you for watching.